Hi, this is Gary from MrG Shave. Back for another Friday head shave, my Zen shave of the week, the one where I go into a bit of a trance. I think this is head shave number 89. If I'm wrong, I'll correct it up there. Get the bath mat under the sink. Yeah, so what am I using? I'm not sure whether I've used this razor on my head before. I know I've used it on my face, but I'm not sure whether I've used it on the head, but I just forgot to check to see. It's the Occam's razor. Look at that. Beautiful looking razor. It's got a feather light blade, and the only reason I'm using the light is I'm trying to use these up. I don't really like these blades. I like the Pro Guard or the Super blades, but I thought on the dome this will be fine. So yeah, that's what I'm using in terms of a razor. Yaqi White Knight. This is the White Knight brush, 30mm synthetic, great head shaving brush. Anything above, I would say, I just prefer brushes that are with a slightly larger knot for my dome because I've got a big head. Yeah, I can hear you laughing. Yeah, so I just use I like to use larger knot heads, so minimum size knot for me for dome shaves really is a 28mm, although I will use other just normal standard knots, but I just like the bigger knots for the dome shaves. So that's it as far as hardware. As usual, because I'm using a cream, I'm gonna just carry on. The software today is pre-shave, wait for it, there it is, shit, shower and shave. I'm not using this as a soap again, this was a disaster, but I thought it might make for a good pre-shave, so that's what I'm going to use. I got it off Etsy, couldn't resist it for the name. It's proper soap, but it just doesn't work for shaving. So I'm going to use it as a pre-shave. So let's get the dome moist. I have a friend who hates that word. In fact, my daughter doesn't like that word. But I don't know. Get the dome hydrated. Anyway, let's use this on the dome. I think, to be honest, this is probably just a straight hand soap and they've called it a shaving soap because it just does not work as a shaving soap at all. So let that dry off on the side. Dip things in the water. Oh yeah, there's not much of a scent. No, there's very little scent to this. And as I say, don't be tempted to buy this as a shaving soap because it really is no good at all. It's great for, I don't know about pre-shave, I'm assuming this looks good now for pre-shave. Wet my brush, put my razor in there to warm up, and the soap that I'm using is Arko Sensitive. So there you go, it's the purple label Arko. Do it that way so you can read it. So yeah, that's what I'm using. Just going to put this up here so you can see. That's about enough. About the same amount you'd use on an old-fashioned toothbrush. See, this is dissipated already. That's what I mean. This is not a good shaving soap at all. Let's get the Arko to work. Let's hopefully this pre-shave doesn't mess up the proper shaving soap, the good stuff. Very dry at the moment, so I'm going to add water. So how's your week been? I hope you've all achieved what you set out to achieve. You know, you're all millionaires now, I'm assuming, just like me. Yeah. Oh, that was a dream last night, wasn't it? Be great if we all woke up, all the shaving community woke up as millionaires, eh? Be great. Think of all the shave gear. You could buy a house just for your razors. I know there are some people out there that are probably going to need to move home soon. And you know who I'm thinking of, Stuart. With all the shave gear, every week he sends me pictures of new stuff. Every week, almost every day. He's a prolific purchaser. Yeah, so I can imagine if he won $1 million, he'd just buy a house to house his razors and his shave gear and his soaps. But there are others out there that are the same. So I definitely don't buy as much gear as others do. I got a few comments from my previous video where I said I've stopped buying razors, and well, I haven't bought a razor in ages. I'll buy some software if it comes up, if there's some good software that's about. But Sig tried to tempt me with the Henson aggressive razor, but as I think I said recently, I've just spent a fortune on garden furniture, so I'm not going to be buying any razors for a little while. And I don't see the point in buying, unless somebody particularly really wants me to try something and it's got to be in the right budget. I'm not going to buy a high-end razor just to use it for one review. Just not going to do it. And I've got so many razors that I've used very few times that I want to get to use them, get them into a rotation of some sort. I think this probably is good enough. So it's got the Artist Club light razor blade in it on its first use, and the Occam's razor. So here we go. I can't remember if I've used this razor. I think I have. I think I might have used it on my dome. And this sings. This really sings. It's fantastic. Feels very mild actually, but it would do with that light blade in it. Definitely cutting it off. I can see all the hairs in the bowl. You'd think it'd be fairly easy to find the angle on this, but I don't think it's as easy as the Vector to find the angle. Certainly with this blade in it, I can hardly feel it cutting at all, but there is feedback. I would say that I think I prefer my Vector by a mile for my dome shaves, and the Henson and the Leaf. But I think I would like to try this again with a more aggressive blade in it to see if I can find the angle a little easier, because that didn't feel great. I mean, it felt alright, but I can see in the mirror, I can still see loads of hair left, which if I'd had the Vector in my hand or my Leaf, there'd be nothing up there. Maybe it's just technique and getting used to it. But I definitely don't find it as easy to find the angle, the cutting angle on this. See if it's easier on across the grain. Now there's so far the pre-shave and the soap is pretty much scent free. I can't smell anything. It's just a fresh, very mild, about a 1 out of 10 fresh scent. Maybe a little bit of lavender in the background, but I might just be seeing the purple on the tube. But I do think I get a bit of lavender, but it's a 1 or a 2 out of 10 in terms of scent strength. It's really not strong at all. And so I had no scent on the soap for the pre-shave, no scent pretty much on the soap, but the soap, now this feels better. Again, it still feels very, very mild. You're almost tempted to push. But you don't want to do that under any circumstance. That feels great. I think I'm getting the hang of it now. I'm getting the angle dialed in. It does feel better. God, it's making a lot of noise. Give it that. Got to remember to get around the ears, because I sometimes end up with mini bunny ears, sticking out, fluffy bunny ears. Sticking up because I forget to get right in there. I always miss it just there, you know, right just at the front there. In fact, I can still feel some more. Anyway, right. Against the grain. Oh no, I haven't done. Haven't finished. Yeah, it's definitely not as easy to find the angle on this. Really not. But I'm sure with a bit of practice, and I think a different blade, I'm half tempted to throw these light blades away, because I don't like them in the Feather Artist Club Shavette. I don't like them in pretty much any blade, anything that I've put them in, I don't like them. So too mild, not enough feedback, you know, in terms of actual blade feel. But I guess that's why they're called lights. Oh, catch that before it goes in my eye. That'll sting. Look at that, bullseye. Right. What have I done with it? I didn't put the razor back in the water. It's definitely working because there's loads of hair there. So here we go. You can definitely hear it cutting. Yeah, that doesn't feel right at all. It's really not working. I've got loads of hair left here. Right, I'm going to try something else. I'm going to go back to my trusty leaf razor, and I think that's got blades in it. They're probably Euromax blades. Yeah, it's got 2 blades in it, so I'm going to go. It has cut quite a bit, but it's just not getting, not really getting it at all. There's still loads left here. So I'm going to give up on that. I'll try the Occams with another blade in it. We get them. Don't, you know, sometimes a razor blade and razor combination just doesn't work for some people. Yeah, you see that's BBS now. Without any effort at all. It's done the job. That's why I love this razor. Don't even have to think. That's probably the worst head shave I've had in terms of razor and blade combo. I don't think it's got a lot to do with the Occam. Well, it might be, depends. I think you put, if you put a feather super in there, I think you'll have a completely different experience. So I'll probably do that next Friday. I'll revisit it with the most aggressive. So I'll go from the mildest feather blade to the most aggressive. And see what the difference is. But that really was an awful shave. Apart from as soon as I flipped over to the leaf, yeah, that's BBS. All over, no effort. So it ends with a great shave, but using a different razor. Right, I'm going to clean up and I'll be right back. Right, I'm back. Post-shave time. Post-shave feel after that shave is pretty good. The soap used, supposedly a shave soap used as a pre-shave, worked fine. I don't think the soap had anything to do with the result of this shave, other than it worked. This worked as a pre-shave. Would I go out and buy it as a pre-shave? No, probably not, because it states it's a shaving soap and it's not. It's clearly not. You could see it completely dissipated before I even put the brush to my head. So let's just get to the cold rinse and we'll talk about what happened.
Oh, that's better. Oh. Lovely.
Now, off camera, while I was cleaning up, I checked the blade and made sure it was in the right place, and it was. And so for me, it was. Let's put it this way. Let's try and put it in a way. It was fine in the long grass. It cut the long grass, but it didn't get to the short grass. Didn't cut it. in more ways than one. I'll be interested. I think I'm going to try this again next Friday, and this time I'm going to put Feather's most aggressive blade in there to see if we get a different result. I think it's more than likely down to the blade, because every shave I've had with these blades I haven't really been satisfied with, to say the least. So that is definitely another one for next week. It'll be interesting. Watch next Friday's head shave and let's see what the difference is between the two. Right then, so Boots Cucumber, all mild fragrances, because I've got a humdinger of a post-shave cream that's got all the scent that I need. Oh yeah, nice and refreshing. And then I'm going with Brut. That'll give me some scent, but again, it's this is not the main scent. I don't think. I think it's the post-shave balm. Wow, that's nice. Got a burn. Definitely got a burn. About a 1 out of 10. I didn't use the alum. I forgot. So you don't need to use alum all the time. Right, the post-shave cream is one recommended to me by Billy, and it's it's a great cream, but it's got a really strong scent, so it really won't suit a lot of shaves. But I mean, you can see I've had this for a while now, and I've still got all of that left. You're only using a little bit, but wow. I don't know what the scent is, but wow, it really hits you. Goes well with the Brut, actually. Sort of gives it more depth. But yeah, if you're having a scent-free shave or a mild scented shave, and you want to add a kick at the end, I highly recommend this, but I very rarely use it for that reason. It's got such a strong scent. It's weird, but it's almost like a moisturising cream, an aftershave balm, and an aftershave in one, because it's just got all of it. So, right, that's it for the head shave from me. Oh, I was going to discuss what happened. I've discussed it. I'm going to repeat myself. Disappointing shave, but the good old leaf came to save me. I think everything was down to the blade. It wasn't the razor's fault, because I've had great face shaves with the Occam's razor, and let's face it, the hair growth here is far thicker than on the head. So for this shave, that blade didn't cut it. So, quite literally. I will see you now tomorrow. I've got a razor battle tomorrow, which is going to be a Rockwell 6C versus a Rockwell 6S. That's been requested by Andy Wilson. So, come back, have a look, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.